Am I the asshole for not letting my mother into my hotel room? It was late, and all the kids were finally asleep in my hotel room when someone started slamming on the door. Not knocking, slamming. The kind that makes your stomach drop before your brain even catches up. I didn't have to ask who it was. My mom was already yelling my name through the door. Her voice was sharp and unsteady. I could hear her boyfriend in the hallway too, shouting back at her. They'd both been drinking. I stayed still, standing between the door and the beds, because I knew something that night made very clear. If I opened that door, it wouldn't just be her coming in. It never is. This whole trip started as a deal. My mom and her boyfriend said I could come on vacation if I watched the kids at night while they went out. Days were supposed to be mine. I agreed, even though I already knew how that would actually go. And I was right. I watched the kids most of the time, not just nights. But honestly, I didn't mind. I'd never been skiing before. I was having fun. It felt worth it, right up until that hallway turned into a war zone. They had booked 2 rooms. One for them, one for me and all the kids, same floor, right next door. So when the argument exploded, it wasn't distant or muffled. It was right there, like it had followed us into my room. My mom kept demanding I open the door. Her boyfriend stepped into the hallway, yelling louder. I could hear doors down the corridor opening and closing. Other guests, other witnesses. My hand was on the handle, shaking. I wasn't scared of her being alone. I was scared of being trapped. Trapped mediating a drunk fight all night with sleeping kids behind me and no way out once that door opened. Then the knocking changed. Slower. Heavier. I opened the door just enough to see police uniforms. They asked if my mom was my mom. I said yes. They asked if I would let her into my room so they could keep her and her boyfriend separate. My first instinct was guilt, like I was being asked to do the right thing. So I asked a question I almost felt bad asking. Do I have to? They said no. Her name wasn't on the room. Legally, it was mine. I told them I didn't want her inside. I said she wouldn't calm down, that she'd escalate, that I didn't want the kids waking up to chaos. Saying it out loud made it feel heavier. I closed the door. The hallway noise kept going for a while. Raised voices, tension, then eventually, silence. The kind that feels worse than yelling. Later, I found out what happened. Her boyfriend was arrested. My mom stayed in their room alone. And suddenly the story changed. According to her, none of this was his fault. None of it was hers either. It was mine. She said if I'd just let her into my room, they would have calmed down. She told me I chose rules over family, that I embarrassed her, that I escalated things by refusing to help when I was asked. Then she reminded me of something she clearly hadn't forgotten. She paid for the room, which meant, in her mind, it was never really mine.